a lovely older lady, widow, of a doctor who had 4 of us rooming in her home. In the room that my roommate and I had, she had just had freshly papered and painted, and all of us very nice, and had a half bath for the 2 of us. And my roommate was Virginia Hofines from San Marcos. And she was even younger than I was. I think about a year younger than I was. And she had left a boyfriend at home and was often writing letters. And I suppose I could give her credit for giving me the idea to write letters too, although I was writing letters anyway. But eventually, I did write a lot of letters, more than I might have. But we were all very congenial in the cooking at that home. There were 4 of us, as I said, living there, and then there were 4 other teachers who had rooms with our hostess's friend who lived on the street behind us. So in total we were 8 at the table for our meals. She had an excellent cook who just couldn't have been any better, and we were all very congenial. As far as social life goes, we a couple of the women were older, had been teaching many years, and then there were several of us who were just beginning, and that was our first year. I'm not sure how many of us came back. I had no reason to leave particularly, except that when I had first graduated, I had been offered a position in home demonstration work as an assistant home demonstration agent, and I refused it only because we had been advised that if we were going into home demonstration work, it would be to our advantage and maybe better to first teach in a school. And so that's what I had done, obviously. Well, we're always connected with the American Home Economics Association, and we had a meeting of that association in San Antonio after the regular school had dismissed, and there I met the same district agent who had offered me a position the year before. And she immediately, when she saw me, she immediately offered me the position, which I took because it was in the home demonstration. It paid exactly twice what I was making the first year. And of course, that didn't seem to be any disadvantage. And so I accepted that position and went for the second year away from home to Limestone County with the county seat in Groesbeck. And as everyone knows, these positions from the Extension Service usually have their offices in the county courthouse. And I was in the in the courthouse with the county agent who served the men of the county, and I was working with the women and girls. The move also had the other situation that you had to decide where I was going to live, and the preceding agent had lived a number of years with a couple, Mr. and Ms. Edward Smith, and they offered me the room that she had, which was a large bedroom, and they had meals, and I had meals with them. So I was living there for a few weeks and not dissatisfied at all, but and enjoyed their friendship all the time I was in Grosse Bay. But I did hear of an apartment that was available. It was easily within my means, and I was glad to take this apartment. So I lived there alone almost the whole time I was there. I worked there then from September of '39 until the end of February of '41. There was quite a difference in the work. The work, of course, went through the day, and I did a lot of traveling, which I really had to buy a car when I first went to LaGrange, because I was informed that I needed a car to be able to drive out into the country and visit in the homes of the girls I was teaching, and especially spend a little more time with them and at the summertime, in that summer month that we had, which was to work directly with them and their homes more than at school. We did. You
would do one-on-one home ec type functions with these folks.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't working with any groups.
Well, it was in groups. All those that want to do home projects in the summer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We did some things at the school too. Making some. One thing that I remember our doing was we made some little inexpensive thing in an inexpensive way. This was just past the Depression, you know, so everything was kind of done on a low income scale. For the girls' restroom, we kind of tried making that a little bit more convenient and more attractive. But in home demonstration work, you're working with clubs, women's clubs and girls' clubs. They call the young people's clubs 4-H club. And that has enough publicity that I think most anyone has heard of 4-H clubs. One of the things that was so different was there was no work to do at night. I'm not sure that what the situation is today, because we have an entirely different situation out there for the people we are serving today than we did back then. At the time that I was working with home demonstration, very few women were working outside of the home, and more families were